Hey, welcome to week two of ED 115. This is this is where we're going to get started on open education resources, talking about what we mean by open education resources, what we use open education resources today. I um, I I strongly believe in the use of open education resources today. I know the Evansville schools years ago moved away from using textbooks in some of their areas, particularly in the science area, and teachers began using um, highly effective and good, really good open education resources. Um, because the textbook, whenever you buy textbooks in school and we pay textbook rentals and so forth, you have a textbook for like 6 years. So it's outdated. Actually, it's outdated as soon as you get it. Whereas a whole lot of our good open education resources that are available in the online environment are updated much more frequently and are actually just as good as textbooks. And when you put open education resources with the mindset of blended learning and bringing in different resources to your teaching strategies, then it just makes it overall so much better rather than being tied to one textbook. So we're going to talk about open education resources this week, and then the actual project, which is really your first project in this course. I'm going to have you make a digital notebook where you will compile and put together one unit of study and put it in the form of a digital notebook. A digital notebook is really just a PowerPoint or a you can even use Canva or Google Slides. It's just a PowerPoint, I say, on steroids, where you have it loaded with information, of course, but you have a lot of digital stuff in it. That's where you call it a digital notebook. What you have is on each slide you have hyperlinks to good online resources and or games and activities and Kahoots and things like that that's related to the content that you're covering. Okay, digital notebooks can be used at different levels. Like a teacher can have it for themselves, to where you can use that digital notebook as a PowerPoint presentation in the class, but then you have the digital notebook set up rather than like a usual PowerPoint set up like chapters or subsections in a book where you have the organization of the content is much more detailed. And then the biggest thing of all is having hyperlinks to good online resources, to activities, to games, to simulations, and things like that. That'll truly make it rather than a static PowerPoint, a interactive PowerPoint. And so that's what I call them digital notebooks. And I think they're highly effectively used. You can also use the digital notebooks in like if you're a secondary teacher and you're teaching a class like AP Biology or AP Chemistry. The notebooks are outstanding tools for the students to build and create as they go through the school year and create their own. And it then becomes an invaluable resource for them to actually carry on with them past your class um, into college. Okay, so that's what we're going to do this week. If you take a look at the overview and to-do list for this week, you're going to see week two assignment is open education resources. What are they? Of course, these are study questions here. Um, And then you have a discussion assignment on open education resources and kind of pulling that together with blended learning, okay, and showing how you actually do a better job of a blended learning strategy in your classroom and with your students by using open education resources. Um, the key to the open education resources is that they're free to use by you and your students. Okay. And then the third assignment for the week is going to be the create a digital notebook. However, with the digital notebook, you're going to have a minimum of 2 weeks time to work on it. And I may extend that because of my not being available during the first week to help students with it. Okay, so let me move along here and kind of talk down through some things. Okay, the when you dig into the study questions in this week, the biggest topic to begin with is open education resources. Now, there are all kinds of open education resources for teachers today. That's what makes it so good. Okay, we're not just tied to a textbook anymore, and I don't believe that we should be. Um, but open education resources are any of the resources that are out there, and they're published by a great variety of places. I mean, they're everything from there's colleges out there that have good online resources for you to use, um, to Khan Academy. Khan Academy is an excellent resource. But if you take a look here on the in the actual module, I have several examples of open education resources on here. So like if you go to the CK12 Foundation, this is an excellent resource. Okay. As long as it is a free resource and it's available to all and all can access without paying, then I include it in what we call the open education resources. There are some limitations, okay, and copyright laws that still do exist in your use of them, okay. Some open education resources you can use and change as you want within your own assignments and activities to do with students. Others, like this one, CK12, you're not going to be able to change or take their stuff and totally use it as your own. Okay, whereas there are some other sites that you can, like if you're downloading some assignments and so forth from a website that has free resources for teachers, then some of those you can take and you can change them to meet your own needs. Okay, so there are some of those things, but on here I have several different OERs that I've used through time. Okay, CK12 is a pretty good one. Curiki's a good one used in the elementary level. Okay, and I mean, there's there's several things on Curiki, and that's what my intent here isn't really go into each and every one of them, just kind of show some. Fish Tank Learning's a good elementary one. Illustrative Mathematics is actually all levels of in K through 12 for mathematics now. Excellent resources for math teachers. And for a number of years now, along with Khan Academy, Math Snacks. It's not as old as the other ones. The NASA websites, and there's more than just what I have here. NASA Climate Kids, NASA Space Place. These are excellent resources for doing your weather and climate, earth, space science in your classrooms. An excellent resource there. And they are free websites. They are open websites, free to use by all. Okay. OER Commons. OER Commons is one that I have used a great deal for my college classes because you can find virtually all of your subject areas here. Now, typically, this is not going to be something for elementary education. Typically, this is going to be for your secondary levels. Okay, but you can actually find entire courses and definitely entire textbooks on OER Commons when you drill into each of these. So if you're just teaching like middle school life science or middle school science, high school biology or AP biology, you can go here and you can find some really good resources. Okay, I've used it over and over again. Okay, then OpenStax is another really good one that I use. In fact, what I use, and I never put it on here, I will have it put on here after I get done with making my video. Um, OpenStax is another one like OER Commons where you can find entire textbooks. But typically, OpenStax is more for the secondary level, so that it's not really that conducive to elementary. PBS Learning Media, excellent. The thing about if you go on the PBS Learning Media site, you typically have excellent resources that you will have video lessons and then complete assignments. And then they have where you can even drill into the Indiana state standards and find resources um, that have been um, correlated to be with the state standards. Excellent website, highly recommend it. But these are all open education resources. Okay, and some people have used them for a long time. Smithsonian Learning Lab, that's a really good one. Teach Engineering, I've used that for my science classes probably as much so or more than Khan Academy. If you want a lot of really good hands-on activities to do with students, Teach Engineering's it. From design engineering to any of your science, from the physics, basic physics area to physical science, the physical science areas, chemistry. There are great, great, great resources on Teach Engineering. Okay, Weather Whiz Kids is a good website for resources for doing weather with kids, and they have good they have things at a level for um, the elementary grades, particularly primary grades. Excellent resources. Okay, but these are all open education resources. Okay, that can be used by teachers very effectively, and students use them at home. Okay, now I've thrown in here down here, although I don't, when I first did this course, I went into it more. The constructivist learning theories, there are the reasons behind doing blended learning and using open education resources because we can open students' minds more to learning by using these um, resources, and they construct their own knowledge from the things that you're having to do, even online gaming. Uh, Online gaming and doing things like the Kahoots and so forth, which those all fall within the open education resources. Uh, they are excellent tools to use when you have a constructivist view of learning. And when you have a constructivist view of learning, it's not you doing any constructing, it is the students doing the constructing. They are constructing their own knowledge, their own learning through resources that you're providing to them. It's just, and you might take a look at that. I don't have any assignments in it. I've taken them kind of out of this unit, but I wanted to leave that there for ones that wanted to know more. Um, use and blended learning strategies and using open education resources to carry it all out. You're enabling the constructivist view of learning to take place a lot better with kids. Okay, so your assignment then, as you go into the open education resources, you've got 5 questions here. I have where you can go right into these resources right here um, to learn more. Um, but I mean, I think the questions are pretty straightforward. Okay, I would like for you to, because I'm guessing the greatest majority of you probably already know, name your favorite open education resource. I'm sure there's a lot of people like Khan Academy. Okay, I like Teach Engineering, but I'd like for you to tell me the open education resource you particularly like and why you like it more than others. Okay. So now then, that's open education resources. The next part of the assignment for this week is to do a digital notebook. Okay, now then, let me show you a digital notebook. Okay, I'm sorry, I thought I had one pulled up, but here is an example of a digital notebook. Okay, this one was done by a student um, that I've had in class. Okay, and it is pretty decent. This is done for elementary, of course, high school level and like an AP class or so forth would be much more higher level than this. But here you see these are the slides when you're doing a digital notebook. See how I have tabs here? Okay, if I put it on, typically won't play unless you put it on slideshow. So I'll put on from beginning. And then the digital part of it that require is if you go to your tabs here, then they will take you to the different sections of the notebook. Okay, so now, and I don't think this, and I may not grab the best one. Don't look like their tabs were set up to the right ones. Okay, but you see on the sections, like here she has a second, what is weather? This digital notebook's on weather. Okay, so if you go in here, then when you get to these, when you get to the slides, then there are several resources that you can click on and go to. So she's got an embedded video here. So if I play it, it's going to play. Okay, this is Crash Course Kids video on weather. Okay, she has an embedded resource here. Okay, this is a word search. My assumption is and should be on weather, which it is. Okay, so this is an actual student digital notebook, which is what you're doing. Okay. Um, and then whoop, went out of it. Okay. Then like here, she's embedded her own video. Okay. And that's what I'd like for you to do on yours is embed your own video in at least one of the slides. So that is this actual student teaching a lesson. I'm not going to turn sound on it. Okay, but this is a digital notebook. See how it has sections in it The only thing this and don't have that I like to have in them is like on the second page, a table of contents. Okay, let me find another one for you. To show you an example of what I want you to do. Here's one. Okay, see, totally different look. This is where I want you to be creative with it. Okay, this is one done on math. Okay, so here's the front page. She used a template from Slides Mania to make this digital notebook. Okay, she has tabs over here to take to the sections of her digital notebook. So our units on math. Okay, so when you make a digital notebook, I want to be comprehensive over the content that you're talking about. Okay, it doesn't have to be extensive. It can be a simple math unit that you do in a day or two with your students in class. Okay, and how you would present it. Okay, I want it creative. I want it interactive. That's what makes a digital notebook a digital notebook. So if you take a look at this one, then I'm going to turn it on as a slideshow. If you click on each one of these, they'll take you to the section of the digital notebook. Okay, and this is actually pretty good. Okay, now then, like our first page, this is our cover page. You can make it what you want as long as it's on topic. Okay, and you're staying on topic through your digital notebook. Okay, here's her table of contents. This is where you're telling me what's in it on slide 1. She's got the title page, slide 2, table of contents. And if you'll notice, each one of these are hyperlinked to those sections. It makes it so when you use this digital notebook, particularly if you get a big one for like an AP biology class, that you can click on your table of contents and go right to this section to present it to your students. Or if you have your students creating them in class to study for units, they can have their content organized. Okay, digital notebooks are great tools. Okay, and it gets used in the technology and so forth. So now then, if you take a look at hers here, like you come to slide 3, where she's doing addition. Here you see she has an embedded video where she is teaching. Okay, in which you can expand that, of course, the embedded video where you can see it better if kids were actually watching it. Here she has a resource that is a YouTube video, okay, on adding fractions, okay. And then down here she has you try, so she's got an activity for them to do what these concepts are on. Okay, so when we click on that, then it's going to take us to it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to get the screen. Well, there, I got it. Okay. She's got an ABC activity. Okay. And it's pretty good. Okay. But I don't have to go through all of hers. This is a really good digital notebook. Okay. And this is what I want you to do. It don't have to be this colorful. It doesn't have to be as detailed. And I'm going to go through the on a page and show you just what I expect on them. I just want to show you some examples of them as I did them. Let me see, I'll find one more for you and show it. It's opened up. Okay. Here's one. Okay. She's got this one's on addition. This is on a template. Okay. Here's her table of contents. Okay. Each one of these, if you'll see what it says there, it says that they are linked to each of the pages within. And then if you come down here on some of her slides, which I could put on slideshow, then you can see that on these, she has, like on this page, she has a link to an IXL.com activity for students to do. Okay, this looks like she's only got one on this page. There's the embedded video there. Okay. But you'll see this is clickable here. It's going to take to a PBS Kids Cyber Chase game. Okay. And then here she's put a worksheet in. So we're showing blended learning. This would be an activity that she'd, I assume she would be given the worksheet out in class. Okay. But I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can do the digital notebook. Here's embedded deal here. And then down here, this is, I thought it was, I guess it's not. Okay. But these are digital notebooks. Okay. I don't need them to be 16 slides long like this one. I do want not a bunch of content on each slide. You shouldn't have any more than 3 or 4 bullets on each slide. But what I do want is as many as 2 to 3 or even 4 hyperlinks on a slide taking to good online resources, games, and activities. The purpose of a digital notebook is not to put a bunch of content on a slide for students have to read. It's to be interactive and engaging. Okay, so let's go back to the Canvas course. Okay. And go to the assignment on digital notebooks. Okay, so, and I do have examples here for you on the course right here. Okay, now then, on the assignment, okay, here's the assignment. You are to create a digital notebook for a comprehensive unit of study. It can be in the content areas of math, science, language arts, or social studies if you're going to be an elementary teacher. Okay, and you can specify the grade level it's for. If you are in this class and you are on the T to T, transition to teaching pathway, and you're at this secondary level, or you're pursuing that, you can do it in your own content area. So if you're looking to be a middle school science teacher, if you're looking to be a high school math teacher, or a high school PE teacher, you do your digital notebook on your content area. Just pick one unit of study in it though. Okay. And then when you put your digital notebook together, here's my main guidelines here. Number one, be creative. Okay. Make it interactive. But then I'm telling you on these, you're to put at least 2 embedded video lessons in it. Okay. Those are some of the best things for students to learn. Okay. I want one to be self-made. Okay. Where it's you on the video. And then the other can be any of the good YouTube videos. Okay. Make Me Genius, Khan Academy videos, you name it. Okay. But I want them on target. Okay. At least 2 to 3 hyperlinked online resources that provide learning for students. Okay, these can be like PBS Learning Media. They can be the NASA Space Place. They can be even the Teach Engineering. Okay, all kinds on Khan Academy, illustrative mathematics. I mean, Kahoots. You can do Kahoots and those types of activities. They're excellent to put in. Okay, I want you to have at least 2 assignments for students to do in the lesson. Okay, so you're guiding them to it in the digital notebook. Okay, I'm saying I want at least one of the online resources that you got in it to be a game or a simulation. Okay. And then one assessment type activity. Okay. I'm saying it can be a quiz or an online assessment. If it's elementary school, it don't have to be anything extensive, just something that you're quizzing the students on what you've taught. Okay, your digital notebook should have a consistent format from page to page, like the ones I showed you, particularly like this one. You see great consistency from page to page. It shouldn't be that I'm looking at something totally different, format wise, font wise, and stuff like that, going from page to page, like a totally different person did it. There should be consistency in format. Okay, it's just a professional factor. All pages must be hyperlinked to tabs on the front page. Okay, and that's where I want you to learn to use the technology to where you do these tabs here. Okay, and I'm going to show you where I've got a video put on the course to help you with this. Okay, so this is what I mean by that. These are hyperlinked to pages in it, and it's not very hard to do. Okay, and then I think I've covered most of it. You should be, and I'm telling you that like on the first questions you had, the whole purpose of doing these and then our Canvas modules that we put together in the future is you are actually incorporating and integrating the five E's learning strategies, the TPACK principles, and the Triple E framework, where you're getting student engagement, you're enhancing the learning of students, and you're extending their learning experiences beyond the regular classroom. Okay, that's the whole idea of doing these types of activities and building digital notebooks, and then like say building your courses on Canvas in the future. Is the whole idea is to use open ed resources, is to have a mindset of blended learning in your teaching and learning strategies, and then employing the principles that we're learning, like TPACK, the 5E learning cycle, and the Triple E framework. Okay, there's no need of lecturing on and on about those terms, rather we learn how to do those things. I mean, it's just good stuff. Okay, you will have at least 2 weeks on this. Since I am going to be out next week, I will probably move that date 3 weeks out. I'm just going to have to realize we're also going to get started on doing the your Canvas courses and the modules within your Canvas courses. Okay, so now then, let me back out of this. Now then, to help you with your digital notebook, I've got an excellent video, not done by myself, but by one I've found online that's very well done, and that's right here, how to create a digital notebook. Okay, if you go, whoop, that's not what yeah, it's there, I'm sorry. It just didn't pop up like I thought this. This is a video right here. Okay, I'm giving some guidelines up here. Okay, the video, I thought I'd put the video at the top. This video is excellent on showing you how to go about doing a digital notebook if you haven't had one, and make it look professional. Okay, here is where I have ideas for you to do a digital notebook. Okay, which I'm telling you to create a digital notebook, just like I said before. But down here is where I'm giving you the ideas. Okay, you don't have to do these. Okay, these are just ideas. I do want it, if you're elementary, it has to be in one of these content areas, because that's just kind of the way it is. It's what they actually teach. Okay, language arts, science, mathematics, or social studies. Okay, and then I'm giving you ideas here. If you want language arts, you could do something like how to write in script. Okay, learning the alphabet, learning to write sentences. Okay, for first grade, second grade, third grade, or kindergarten. Okay, science, you could do, I mean, science is wide open, man. Characteristics of living things is a real easy one to do. Introduction to the scientific method and how you use the scientific method is a good one. Motion and forces, speed, um, um, and those types of terms, a really good one to do. And there's all kinds of really good online resources for it. Any of the earth science topics like plate tectonics, about volcanoes and earthquakes and things like that, to seasons in the sun. And even if you go seasons in the sun, another one that goes right along with the sun is the phases of the moon and tides. Okay, I never put that on there, but it's another really good one. Weather's weather's excellent. Okay, it's one that can be done. You can do some really good digital notebooks that are great for kids for kindergarten, first grade. Okay, that's on weather, and then mathematics. Make your math, be sure and center it in on a grade level. You can go basic math skills, add, subtract, multiply, divide. But then if you want to go to the high school level, you could do like pre-algebra and jump into a unit of pre-algebra or an algebra class. If you're really think you're a math teacher, you can even do calculus or whatever. Okay, and then social studies is an easy one. There's all kinds of really, really good stuff out there, um, for everything from world history to U.S. history. Um, and I've actually put some links to some resources to get you started here. Okay, but then remember this video right here tells you it don't dig into any of these. This video only tells you how to create a digital notebook. Okay, now then, in creating your digital notebook, you can use PowerPoint. That's what I like to use. Okay, I have a PowerPoint template on here for you that I stole from Slides Mania, okay, which is an open resource website in itself. You can use this template if you got nothing, if you don't want to look around for nothing else. Okay, just if you use this template, when you get done, you're going to have to delete all these pages off of it because I don't want them in your digital notebook. Okay, these are stickers and stuff like that that you can use to flower up and make your digital notebook look good. The smiley faces, these, you can use those, and then it helps you with your creativity. Okay, it's one of the better ones I found out there that you can take and cut these off here and paste them onto your slides to use them as you want to. Okay, to color up the slides. Okay, so then your sections then can be where here, like if you can change this to, like if you're doing math and say, all right, this is going to be my addition section. Okay, you can change the font to what you want. Okay, and color it up. So that's addition. So then I would put my slides in here on addition, building what I want for students in regards to addition activities. Okay, then you can add slides within these as you need. Okay, and then these be your section dividers. It's just providing them to you. Once you get your slides made, then you can go to your tabs and you can hyperlink these tabs to each of your pages in, which the video lesson will help show you how to do that. But really all you have to do is you can hyperlink an image, you can hyperlink any, I'll just grab something. I can take this image right here, I can hyperlink it just by taking, well, let me take it, copy, I'm gonna put it on page. Okay, now I can make that whatever size I want. Okay, now it's an image. Okay, now then, you can take and hyperlink. You go to link, and then if I wanted to take it to a place online, then I keep it on. I'm gonna keep it here, and then you're gonna put the web address where you want it to go. Okay, so if I was going to PBS Learning Media or whatever, I would go to that website and I would copy and paste that here. If I want to go someplace in this document from one page to another, then I click on place in this document, and then I can say, for whatever reason, I'll just make it the first slide. I go, okay. Now then, this is going to be hyperlinked to the first slide. Okay, and you can hide the text. The text don't have to be there. But that's your hyperlinking. Okay, and you'll see more if you watch that video. But those are digital notebooks. They're fun to create. They're fun to play around with. If you struggle with this a little bit, I will help you. I just can't help next week because I'm going to be out of town. That's why I'm going to give you 3 weeks to work on this. The best way I can help folks with these is one-on-one. And if you share your document with me and you don't know how to hyperlink and stuff like that, you'll share your document with me and then I can help you with it. Okay. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for the week. Okay. I think I covered everything. I'll look here real quick. Yeah. The main things are the study questions in this digital notebook. And the digital notebook, like I say, instead of I always give 2 weeks on them because I want good work done on it. This time I'm gonna give 3 weeks just because I'm gonna be out. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns or need some help, please email me or call me, either one, and I will help you. Have a good week.